Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam, and today you guys, I'm going to share with you some of my top favorite plants for the month of October. So let's come along and let's just get right into it. Okay guys, so really quick, traditionally when I do like my favorite plants for the month, I'm always showing you guys at least 5. But for this particular month, you guys, I had a real hard time picking just 5. So I've added 3 extra plants. So I have a total of 8 to share with you today. And the reason why is because, for selfish reasons actually, you guys, to be honest, is I wanted to have some of these plants on film as maybe a momentum to me, and you'll understand what I mean when I talk about the first one. But some of the plants were actually outside, and they're, of course, already came into my home or whatever, and I'm really had admired the growth that they took, the changes that they made, and I kind of wanted to document it for myself. So that's the reason for the increase. It was really hard to just even actually leave it at 8, because honestly I just wanted to show you all the plants that I had outside and how they're looking and things like that. But anyway, let's jump right into the first plant, you guys. Okay, my Ficus, benjamina, variegated version, you guys. I'm showing this plant first because literally when I get finished talking about it, I'm putting this baby right back where I got it from. Reason why: they don't like to be moved at all. They show their patooties. The leaves will drop left and right. And in the beginning of the growing season, you guys, it took a deep dive. Now, I had this plant for about 2 years. Now, you're looking at it like, okay, it's not really big, but I think it has been through a lot. And when I got it almost 2 years ago, it was a baby plant. It was literally in a 2-inch pot, and it probably was maybe like that tall. So it has made some subtle changes. And considering that also too, I moved from one residence into another with this plant baby as well, and it was doing fine, and then bam, all of a sudden, I don't know if I moved it, if I did something like a video for y'all. So I'm taking a real chance now actually moving it, even though I'm gonna put it right back. But this plant, she is a diva, but it's okay because, and we deal with her divish ways because of the beauty that she provides, you guys. One of you told me to put this plant outside, and thank you so much for telling me that, because it was bare bones, bare down to the stems, and I put her outside, and practically every leaf you see on here, honestly, you guys, is new growth. So I definitely wanted to share this one as one of my favorites because I do love this plant a lot. It's just that maintaining the leaves on here sometimes can be a little bit challenging, but I figure if I don't move her again and keep her directly underneath my Sancy light, I have her in this room, and we'll just see. If she dies back, then so be it. We're going to have to do that seesaw action as far as she declines in the fall, but then I push her back outside in the summertime and she gives off this beautiful growth. I don't know, or maybe I'll be able to maintain it, but either way, you guys, wish me luck with that. And so yeah, before we move on to the next plants, I'm going to put this diva right back. So give me a second. Okay, so my next plant is also one that I had outside. I'm loving this plant. Before I show you guys, I'm loving this plant because I love the structure of this plant. I had it growing outside on my front porch, and it's just been doing amazingly well. And I'm really loving the vibe that it's giving me. And anyway, it's my aloe. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to aloes, but I believe this is the swordfish variety, you guys. And I mean, look at it, you guys. I actually got this plant. Now that I think about it, I will almost have this plant, I think, or if not already, I believe I brought it towards the end of last year's growing season. So I may have had this plant for a year, or I'm coming up on to having it for a year. But one of the cool things that I liked about it, and I got this plant too, I want to say at Lowe's, and it was the only one. And the reason why I got it, of course, if you look at those edges, you see the color transformation is subtle, but it's different colors along here. You see that? And I mean, I don't know. I love structure and things that's different. I love the wild look it's giving. It's very beautiful, man. And I just really love this plant. I think it's very cool. It's very sit and forget. You don't have to really water it that much. I water it exactly, honestly. Of course, the soil always stays pretty much dry because I have it in this terracotta pot, along with an extremely very airy mix. So the soil is always pretty much dry. So I kind of like wait until these leaves are mushy and soft. But as long as they're firm like they are now, because I did give it a drink, I think like 2 days ago, I'll let the plant tell me when it needs water. The stems will be soft, and I believe the tips will start folding in. So, but guys, look at this plant. Comment below, let me know if y'all have this one. And also, too, let me know if my variety type is right. Like I said, I think it's the swordfish, but I'm not too sure. Now, another one, you guys, is one of my favorites. And it's more of a favorite because I'm loving the way that it's growing. I love the aesthetic. So what I did was I had a couple of cuttings of another Manjula pothos that I had, and it declined in some kind of way. I don't know if it was like in wet soil or something. I know it was something that, it was one that I had recently purchased from a big box store. I don't think it was doing well. So anyway, I was able to save some pieces that I was able to save and kind of like rerooted it. And I kind of put it into what I already had, like a Manjula and Jade pothos mix. And I'm gonna show you guys. This is one of my favorites for obvious reasons you're about to see. Look at this, you guys. Guys, I put some extra cuttings like in the top. This was already there along with some dangling right here, but it wasn't as full as I wanted it to be right there. And I mean, guys, isn't she beautiful? I just love watching this being hung on my wall. Is a very it really is a statement piece. I only have a couple of pieces of jade, I think. Yeah, jade pothos, which is like right here. It just plays a beautiful contrast, in my personal opinion, with the creaminess of the other leaves of the Manjula and the fact that it's hanging. She's living her best life. I have her hanging in my dining room on the wall, and it's getting no other light other than probably artificial light, several feet away, by the way, and it's several feet away from, like I say, a north facing window. So she's loving it, you know. And I don't know, comment below and let me know if y'all, I love this. It is gorgeous. Let me see if I can put it down without, don't want anything to happen to this planter. Okay, moving on to the next plant. This is also a plant, you guys, that I had outside. I put it outside. It was doing something crazy. I got nervous. I brought it back in the house. But then I said, you know what? I do know that when you put your plants outside, they do have to go through some changes. So I put it back outside. And I'm glad I did, because when I did, it really started to grow. So, and this is my Ficus shivereana. It was not growing at all, you guys, and it had like a little growth right here where, and I had to pinch it. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but you see this spacing right here? I actually pinched it right there, and what it did, it decided to stimulate two shoots. So one is shooting off to the left as well as to the right, and all this color right here on the top, you guys, all of this is pretty much what has grown. So, and look at the color, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? This leaf right here, I think had, no, this leaf right here had a little bit too much sun, I believe. But the new growth of it really comes out super shiny, super healthy. I love the variegation in this plant. It is so subtle. So I am like, just looking at that alone is just giving me the encouragement that I need to actually put this plant back outside come next growing season, because it really did do a burst of color. I mean, guys, isn't that gorgeous? Oh man. So hopefully I'll be able to maintain it, and this ficus, you know, don't decline or do something crazy when we approach the winter season. The other ficuses that I have, such as my regular form and my ruby, tends to be, you know, does fine over the winter months. So I have confidence that I'll be able to maintain this plant, but you know, I'm still documenting it because I know this is one of the newest ones out on the market. I'm not quite sure, and I don't think, yeah, I just brought it a little bit before the growing season, so this is going to be my first time actually with this particular one, growing it indoors during the winter time, and I'm just curious to see if it's going to be any different from the other ones that I have in my collection. But anyway, on to the next one. Let's see, let me show you this one. This one right here, you guys, I had in my bedroom, but I swapped it out because I wanted it to grow a little bit more, because I really do love this plant. And of course, it's a Hoya. You know, I cannot be Pam without sharing at least a Hoya or two from her collection, because I love them so much. They're so versatile and have so many different varieties in way of growth and patterns and textures and shapes and sizes. So who can, you know, how can you deny them, in my personal opinion? But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys, this is my Hoya Crinkle 8. And I had it growing in my bedroom. It was not getting that much light. It was doing very little growth. It was growing, but not growing as vigorously because it wasn't getting that much light. So I decided to swap it out, you guys, because I really wanted to bring out some of the growth. And so far it has grown somewhat. It's starting to hang now, and it goes really well, I think, with this terracotta pot. It's actually, I'm using it as a cash po. I still have it in, I can't pull it out, but I still have it in this original nursery pot. I never changed it out. I never messed with the root ball or anything like that, and it's just growing so nicely for me now since that I took it out of my room, and I'm giving it a little bit more light. If you take a look, you can actually see where the new growth is pretty much wherever you see like some of the darker leaves, believe it or not. And I mean, I just love it. Like I said, I love the beautiful dimples. Who can deny dimples, right? But I don't know, and it's still full and compact, and which was kind of crazy because I had it in a low light situation, and it never thinned out at the top, and I wanted to keep it that way. So I have it in here in my sunroom, and it's actually getting some medium type of indirect light. I wouldn't say, it could be some bright to medium, in between that caliber as far as the light, and I think it's doing very well, and it's actually liking it in here. My next plant, you guys, is one that I haven't had this plant for a year either, but this was one of the plants that I had on my wish list. I had it outside, and it has done some growth for me, and I just wanted to share it with you because I really love this plant so much. I'm gonna try to see if I can pick it up without, okay. This thing is top heavy, you guys. This is my Euphorbia ammak variegata. You guys, look at this. Now, when I got this plant, it was a nice size for the price that I paid. I think I got a steal on this plant, you guys. But anyway, I wanted to put it outside, and I want to say it's grown probably this portion up a little bit, and it's given these little, I don't know what to call them. You see them? Like flowers. But I think, I'm not 100% sure, you guys. I think they will fall off eventually, and then it will be the like the spikes. Now, I really like Euphorbias because it does give you that cacti vibe, but of course, you know, it's not a cacti, it is a succulent. So I think cacti as well as succulents can be very easy care. You have to make sure that they do, in fact, dry out. Now, with this plant right here, I'm pretty much is going to try to not give it hardly no water throughout this throughout this non-growing season to see where it goes. I have it sitting here on the floor in my sunroom, so it is getting bright and direct light. My goal is to try to maintain, I guess, the beautiful variegation that you see in this plant. Y'all see how subtle it is? I mean, it's like a minty type of, I think, experiment type of color situation. But guys, it is like, what is going on? It is a beautiful plant, and I have to actually sit this in another pot, you guys, because when I sit it on the floor, it is so top heavy, it will actually lean. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next year. I may have to put it in a bigger pot with a heavier bottom or something. That was one of the options. Another option, I was looking at it, I was debating on whether or not if I should make maybe a possible chop somewhere here and then just repot both of them into a bigger planter using this top as well as the bottom piece right here. I know if I cut it, it's a possible that it will promote some growth shooting out on the sides. I'm not sure if I wanted to try to see if it could just stay up. I only decided to look into the chopping option just because it was so top heavy. But my goal is I really wanted it to just grow straight up. I wanted to see how tall I could actually get it. And I would say, I don't know, about 1.5 feet long so far. I'm not sure. I actually would have to measure this thing, but nonetheless, I love this plant so much. I'm so glad I got it in my collection and to share it with you guys. Man, okay. Transporting these plants to show with you guys sometimes can be a little challenging. You know, you want to make sure you don't disturb the plants, but also give a good view to you guys as well. So anyway, moving on to my next plant. This is a plant that I will have had in my collection for 2 years in the next 2 months or so. And it's one of my cherished plants because it was a gift plant, but it's a Syngonium. I don't know if it's the white butterfly variety or not, guys. Comment below, let me know what you think. But let me see if I can show y'all the beautiful side. Guys, first off, like, what is happening? What is happening? See that? Now you're talking about that experimenty vibe, you guys. This is definitely one. I am loving it. And I did chop one piece and propagate it because I do want to, the bottom is getting a little, like, you know, this is the back really. But I want to chop and put some more right here and kind of cover that and get it to grow. But guys, look, it's beautiful, isn't it? I think it is. I love the subtle, I love play of shadows. So that's what I think of a little bit when I look at these leaves, when you have the subtle touch of that beautiful mint, and then like you have some with the dark green color, and then you have another, it's like different, I guess like a metamorphic phase that is going through to me. And I really love this plant. I'm so glad my husband got this for me. Actually, this plant brought on the love that I do have for Syngonium, so I am really grateful for that. But beautiful plant. Now I believe we just do a scanning. My final plant, I'm ending it on of course, if you know me, you've guessed right, a Hoya. And the reason why I'm sharing this Hoya, you guys, because this was another one that I had hanging in outside, but actually on my front porch, and it's grown vigorously since I've put it outside. And this one is probably one of the Hoyas that I've had that has like bloomed so many times over and over and over again throughout the growing season. And this is my Hoya, trying to make sure I don't hurt it, Crimson Princess. You guys, I'm trying to hold it. Look at that. First of all, this right here, isn't that gorgeous? Man, that just kind of like bop right in your face, right? But look, I'm trying my best to hold it up. And it has these vines that's just grown out. This right here, you see these vines? So it's really grown wild for me. And I still love the fact that it's still full up at the top. I'm really loving the mixtures of the colors. You see a subtle of the green, and then you see some dark greens, you see light greens, you see almost look like it's a pale yellowish type with some cream colors. Then you have light pink, following off with this beautiful bright pink right here, and then you have some all green variety going on right here, you guys. And I don't know, I'm just really, it's like really one of my top plants, one of my super duper favorite plants. It really does add color. I have it hanging in here in my sunroom, actually up against one of the windows where I have like a white and like a sea green foam curtain, and this really, it adds to the decor, you guys. I mean, look at that. Look how red that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Could you imagine, first of all, could you even imagine having a whole pot looking just like this? It's so cool how it just does a subtle, I don't know, transformation of color. But yeah, so this is my last and final plant, you guys. Thanks for coming along. It's been a blast sharing my favorites for October. And this wraps up this video. So you let me know which ones out of the ones I've showed you, if you have any of these in your collection. If you do, how are they doing in your home and under your growing care? Are they thriving? Please share below. Myself as well as the entire plant community would love to know. But anyway, that wraps up this video, you guys. Keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planty things, subscribe if you haven't. Please subscribe. That helps my channel. Push those thumbs up. Come on, you guys. You can do it. Push them up, push them up, push them up to get my channel out there. I appreciate any and all support you guys can give me. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.